You just can't get the gunshots out of your head.
Or this Bay Area man was bound to his wheelchair when bullets started flying in Las Vegas. Now he's back home, thanking the nurse who risked her life to save him. The San Francisco father of two is opening up about their daring escape through the gunfire.
Well, it comes as investigators say the shooter may have had other high-profile targets. Here's a live look at the Vegas Strip this evening. And we're now learning the gunman, Stephen Paddock, may have been planning a car bombing after the shooting massacre. Police say they found more than 50 pounds of explosives in his car in the hotel parking lot. 1,600 rounds of ammo also inside that vehicle. Investigators also say Paddock was scoping out other music festivals the weekend before his rampage. Paddock rented a condo overlooking the Life is Beautiful music festival in Vegas. And earlier in August, Paddock rented a hotel room in Chicago overlooking Lollapalooza. He also apparently researched hotels near Fenway Park in Boston. Well, there's no evidence yet that he showed up at any of these places. CBS correspondent Danielle Nottingham has more on the continuing search for a motive.
Months before the shooting here in Las Vegas, a law enforcement official says Stephen Paddock booked a hotel room in Chicago overlooking this summer's Lollapalooza music festival. It's not known whether he actually traveled there. Ultimately, his target was the country music festival where he killed 58 people from the window of the Mandalay Bay Hotel.
This was a very, very traumatic event.
The Clark County Fire Chief described the confusion as emergency calls started flooding in from multiple locations where victims ran for help.
For a certain amount of time that evening, we knew we had what was going on at the concert venue, and we're starting to think, uh-oh, are we having attacks at other locations?
Tourists have started returning here to the Strip, even though signs of the attack are still visible from the street.
It's extraordinary to see that two little windows can do so much damage.
As investigators look for a motive, they say Paddock's background reveals a private, low-key man and the kind of high-stakes gambler casinos cater to.
When he comes through the door, there's going to be things waiting for him. He's going to be able to request the sort of accommodations that he wants.
Paddock's girlfriend says she had no idea he was planning a rampage, even while he stockpiled 33 weapons last year alone. By spreading his purchases throughout different stores in different states, he was able to stay under the radar. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Las Vegas.
Out of the Las Vegas tragedy is a remarkable story. A Bay Area man in a wheelchair pushed to safety by a nurse. Reporter DeMarco Morgan tells us those two strangers are connected by a love for music and bonded by tragedy.
Do I get on the ground, jump out of my chair and get on the ground, or stay in my chair? I chose to stay in the chair. That's when Larissa came to me to my right and said, "Hi, George, I'm Megan's mom. I'm going to get you out of here."
Nearly 4 days after they were targeted, George Cook and Larissa Loy are talking about this now iconic photo of their daring escape.
I see that picture and I'm like, oh my God, gunshots were fired and I'm standing up straight.
Bullets flying and you're saving people.
Yeah, that kind of freaked me out a little bit. I can't lie, that did. But it's okay. It's all for the greater good, right?
As hundreds of bullets darted past them, she tried to find Cook a path to safety.
There was no way he could maneuver himself through this. There was rubbish everywhere.
Beer cans and trash, all sort of stuff was on the ground, but we were able to push through that.
It's just sprained and bruised up.
The ICU nurse at Las Vegas Sunrise Hospital suffered only a sprained ankle, but some wounds run deeper.
At night when you're sleeping, you just can't get the gunshots out of your head.
My daughter, she saw a man die.
It's a lot to take in.
It's a lot.
Back home in San Francisco with his 11-year-old daughter and 13-year-old son, Cook says the selfless act was heaven sent.
I'm a single dad with 2 kids at home, so it was real important that I'm alive. Maybe that's why this happened, and maybe that's why this person was sent to save me, and this is to be there for the kids.
The two have exchanged numbers, and they plan to keep in touch. DeMarco Morgan, CBS News, Las Vegas, Nevada.
What an amazing story. We're now getting a firsthand account of the terror from a Danville man who took cover when bullets started to fly.
Hey, let's get the I'm running, dude. I'm running the out of here. Let's get the out of here. So I say you let the crowd go. There's cops running toward him. There's cops running toward him. Dude, it's too close. It's too close. I heard it bounce off the metal, dude.
Misha Ustinov says he started recording because he thought he was going to be killed. He says he wanted his family to see his final moments, but the 33-year-old was not hit. He says the scary moments played out in what felt like slow motion. He says he can't stop replaying the terror in his head.
I saw people get hit, and one girl in particular got hit right in front of me. And at that exact moment, like, it was almost in sync with Jason Aldean running off stage, and that's when all hell broke loose, and we knew that there was definitely someone shooting into the crowd.
He says the only way out was to run across the huge open field and over a wall. He says he had to step over bodies and heard bullets whizzing by.
Well, there's a new bipartisan push on Capitol Hill tonight to outlaw so-called bump stocks. They can make a semi-automatic weapon function like a fully automatic weapon. Police believe that they help Paddock kill even more people. Senator Dianne Feinstein has already introduced a bill to ban these bump stocks, but in a surprising move, the NRA says they actually support the extra regulations.